Well, good Saturday morning, sports fans. Yeah, hey, I'm back out in the sunroom. Obviously, tell probably by the echo, which is going to get worse. uh, Trying to find the center of the room so that I can lay tile in, a logical manner. So let me turn you around. But before I do that, let me give a couple of product notices here. Over the years, I've accumulated a number of Black & Decker items. Remember old Black & Decker? Used to be a great tool maker. I don't know if they're even out there anymore. But anyway, so I've got a few items left over from the good old days. Let me show you what they are. All right. I have this here laser line, laser level doohickey. Now this has been in my toolbox for 10 years, easily 10 years since the last time I used it. And like a moron, I didn't take the batteries out. However, when I turned it on, I don't know if you can see that. I had to take the batteries out. I had to clean it out, scrape the contacts off. And literally, that's about all I did, put new batteries in it. They were corroded to heck. I had to pry them out of there. This thing still works. It works pretty good. So, so if you have one of these things, take care of it. And when you're done using it, take the batteries out. Oh, I don't know why I didn't do that. But it seems to be a theme that I have. The next item that I have from Black & Decker is this auto tape. I got this from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law always gave me some real interesting things. The auto tape, I thought, well, that's kind of different, And again, when I pulled it out of my toolbox, it had probably been in there another 10 years. Survived the move to Texas and all that. But again, the batteries were all corroded. They were down there. Batteries were all corroded. This one was really a mess. I had to pry this stuff out of here. But surprisingly, it still works. So now in pushing the tape out, it really doesn't work all that well, but it does a reasonable job. And I probably ought to take it apart again and clean all the water out of it, because I did spray it a little. So, but anyway, so it goes out, it comes back, it makes noise. I like that. So again, you have these tools. You got to take the batteries out. So, okay, so I'm really good at documenting my projects. Let me turn you around here again. So, typically I'll put together a list of supplies that I'm going to need and try to calculate it out exactly how much mortar I'm going to need, how much tile I'm going to need, within a reasonable amount. I don't need 10% sitting around the shop for 10 years, so I usually calculate it to 5. And now what I'm doing is putting together the dimensions for the final floor layout. So I've got 28 feet, 10 inches pretty consistently across the length of this floor. And it helps to have the proper dimensions for your floor. So I have come to the conclusions that 173 inches is the center of the floor. Got that marked right there. And now, and in the center as well, and on the other side. So I put my laser line up there, and I'll be able to mark the wall, because when I cover it over with tile, it'll be gone. So, my next step will be to measure across here. So, and I want to make sure this room is relatively square, but the floor has to be laid in such a way that the floor is square. Whether the walls are square or not, which is, probably not, they never are. As I experienced in the bathroom, oh my gosh, it was terrible. So you got to make sure that your floor layout is square, and then you work around that. So otherwise it looks stupid. Someplace on the floor it'll look stupid. And that's about all I know. The floor is looking pretty good. I'm also going through with my levels. No, this plastic one is not flush, but this aluminum one is. Now I'm supposed to have like an 1/8 to a 1/16 of an inch, a 1/4 inch, something like that, over 10 feet. Over 10 feet. Well, I don't have a 10-foot level, so this 4-foot one is going to have to do. And right now, it's right down there on the floor. I mean, it's flat. The floor is flat, so I don't have to do any. And since the floor is flat, I don't have to do any leveling compound in this area over here. But I'll check out all the rest of the areas in this on this floor and make sure that we're within specs. I'm not too worried about that either way. I do have some leveling compound, but I think the bigger issue is that I put the grout down, or the thin set down, in such a manner that it isn't going to make a difference. So, yeah, that's what we have today. So, you take care and have a great day. I know I'll be busy all day long doing this kind of stuff. And I like this kind of stuff. So, anyway, bye.